This is Tospik the cargo turtle. He was perhaps the slowest postman in the entire forest, but everyone knew he was the most reliable. Each morning, he woke up, not with a jump, but with a slow, happy stretch, ready for his important day. Tospik never, ever liked to rush. Rushing meant missing things. He preferred to greet the tiny snails, smell the honeysuckle, and listen to the forest wake up. For Tospik, every single moment was precious and worth noticing. Inside the cozy post office, 3 very important packages were waiting. Tospik looked at them seriously. These weren't just boxes, they were gifts and tools for his friends. Each one needed a different kind of special care for its journey. He read the labels, his face full of concentration. One shouted, "Fragile," in big red letters. Another insisted, "This side up." The last one whispered, "Handle with care." Tospik nodded. He understood every single instruction. Very slowly, Tospik began to pack his special satchel. He added soft moss between the boxes, making sure nothing could rattle or break. It was like a puzzle. For Tospik, the delivery started now. Safety always came first. With his cargo secure, Tospik finally set off. His steps were slow, steady, and careful on the winding forest path. He hummed a quiet tune, his full attention focused on the important job he had to do. Suddenly, a brown blur and a whoosh of air zipped past him. It was Vuz Vuz, the fast rabbit, running at top speed. The sudden gust of wind nearly blew Tospik's favorite postman hat right off his head. Vuz Vuz skidded to a stop, kicking up dust. He looked back, tapping his foot impatiently. "Still on your first delivery, Tospik?" he called out. "I'm almost finished with all my work." He laughed and zoomed away again. Tospik just smiled his slow, kind smile. He didn't mind the rabbit's hurry. He saw a tiny snail family crossing the path and stopped, waiting patiently for them to pass. Tospik knew there was never a good reason to hurry. His first stop was Mrs. Hedgehog's cozy burrow, tucked safely under the roots of a large tree. He loved her tiny round door. Tospik gently knocked, being careful not to be too loud. Mrs. Hedgehog opened the door, her eyes wide with excitement. Tospik held the fragile package out with both hands, very, very steadily. "Your delivery, ma'am," he said softly. She took it with her tiny mittened paws. She carefully unwrapped it inside. It was a beautiful, delicate glass teacup shining in the light, not a single chip. "Oh, Tospik, it's perfect," she cheered. Tospik waved goodbye, feeling proud of his first success. Meanwhile, across the forest, Vuz Vuz was in a rush. He didn't have time to stop. He tossed Mr. Mole's package toward his molehill. But he threw it too hard. Crack! A terrible glassy sound came from the box. Tospik, unaware of Vuz Vuz's mistake, continued his journey. He arrived at the great oak tree. High above, in the busiest treehouse in the forest, the squirrel family lowered their pulley basket all the way down to the ground. Tospik checked the label. "This side up." He carefully placed the big box into the basket, making sure the arrow was pointing at the sky. He held the basket steady as the squirrels began to pull it up. The squirrels cheered. Inside was the most beautiful 3-layer birthday cake covered in berry frosting. It wasn't squashed, smeared, or tipped over. It was perfect. They all waved gratefully to Tospik far below. The sun was beginning to set, painting the sky orange. Tospik had one last difficult delivery. He took a deep breath and began the long, slow climb up the winding path to the very top of the hill. At the very top lived the wise owl, who loved to study the stars. Tospik, tired but proud, arrived at his door. He held out the final package, the one marked "Handle with care," with utmost caution. The owl opened the box. Inside, on a velvet cushion, was a large, delicate glass lens for his telescope. The owl inspected it closely. "Not a single scratch," he hooted softly. "Perfect work, Tospik." That night, the owl and Tospik looked at the sparkling stars through the new telescope. Far below, they saw Visvas sadly apologizing to Mr. Mole for the broken glasses. Tospik smiled. Being fast wasn't nearly as important as being careful.